Welcome to the NFC East Unleashed podcast, where your team doesn't have to be in the NFC East, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Griffin Sabine, and joined my co-host Amir here. On yikes, I butchered that thing. It's the end of the season, guys. It's been a while. I'm sorry for that. I've been extremely busy, so I've not had time. We got a fun, jam-packed episode for you today. First off, we're gonna talk about and kind of reflect on our team throughout the I guess regular season for one
Yep.
of us and then we're gonna get into our top 10 games of the year of the regular season, and then we're gonna look ahead to the NFL playoff 2025 picture that has been set. Um, so Amir, I'm gonna let you talk about your team first because your team is in the playoffs. They're 12-5.
Yep, that is true. Honestly, for me, I think it's short and simple. You had one task this year, and that one task was, is Jane Daniels the guy? And so far, I think you can agree as a Cowboys fan, he is that guy. I know I texted you a few days ago, was he top 10? You said no.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. But I do think you will agree that he is Washington's quarterback of the
I
future.
think he is, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. He played two quarters against us today, and
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota destroyed us. I don't.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels had 40 yards of offense.
I know.
I I think he's your quarterback of the future. I'm not fully convinced he can beat the Cowboys yet, but we'll
Yeah.
see as time tells.
Yeah, and I think obviously that's exactly what happened. He is your future guy. Now it's up to Adam Peters to what's it called to like build around him, especially at the wide receiver position. Please, for God's sake. But there was also some other bright spots like 1 year deal guys like Jeremy Chin. I would definitely want him back. Mike Samuels turned into a star. You have Brandon Coleman, who had a lot of ups and downs, but he could be a tackle of the future for you. This running back room is kind of lackluster. I'm not gonna lie, but obviously we'll talk into that as we do our off season episodes. Dan Quinn, I think, is the head coach that Washington's needed. He's a culture builder. Adam Peters is definitely Washington's general manager, and Josh Harris. Those three guys in the front office are just booming this place out of expectations. And honestly, I think now you're in the playoffs, whether you lose or win next week. Well, literally tonight, we'll know by this time next week tonight, if Washington's advancing or not. Well, most teams, well, every single team in the wild card. But whether you win or lose next week, this has already been a season where you should not even be here talking about the playoffs. But I'm happy, and I think all I can say is Jane Daniels is the future. Now it's to build around him and to add better to your weak spots that are pretty obvious.
Yeah. Um, I think I'm getting a lot of comparisons from the 2024 Packers, who were kind of in a rebuild. They were concerned about Jordan Love. Obviously, the Commanders had a better season than them, but just Washington's ability to be able to just jump up in the playoffs and get in that picture, I think, is definitely really helpful. And I
Yeah.
do think that Washington has their quarterback of the future. Speaking of
The future.
the future, um, Cowboys finished today. They lost to the Commanders with a score of 23-19. They finished the season off 7-10 and are right now currently picking 12th in the NFL draft in the first round. Would have liked the 49ers to beat the Cardinals today, so maybe we could have dropped to 11th, but I'll take 12. It's not terrible. There's a lot of good players available at 12. I think Bo Nix was taken at 12, and look what happens
Yes.
now. But for the Cowboys, you started 3-2 before the Lions game. Lions game is when I gave up hope. Okay? After the
Yeah.
Lions game happened, I stopped believing. Okay? You were
What was
three
the
and
score
two,
of that game, bro? Was it like 30 to
47
like 9?
to 9 or something like that. I don't know. But it makes sense. The Lions are insane. But basically, and then it's just everything almost after, because I'd say the Cleveland game was a perfect execution of the defense. The Saints game is where the defense kind of died. The Ravens game, it was kind of, I don't know who to trust. The Giants game is when I think everything went to hell. And I'm going to tell you why. We lost. DeMarcus Lawrence, I believe, in that game, and he never came back. He had been done for the season. He was supposed to be on IR for maybe 8 weeks, and that would have brought him back around the Commanders game. Never came back. Never heard of him. I don't know what's going on with him. I
Yep.
hope something's good with him. And that same game we lost Parsons for a very long period of time. It was almost he came back week 10, so he was gone 6 weeks. We lost Brandon Cooks, who didn't come back until week 13, where it was just a bunch of things where they told us shorter times and the time just kept getting longer. Bland was supposed to be back week 8 against the Niners, never came back until I believe it was week 12 he played Washington. And it was
Yep.
just injuries on injuries on injuries. We obviously CeeDee Lamb, I mean he was out, but that's kind of later toward the season. So the Giants game was like um okay, we're really injured. We need to get back going. I got a lot of hope out of that Steelers game. The bright sides of this season, I love Jalen Tolbert and I love Rico Dowdle. I think what Jalen Tolbert has done is amazing. I think he could potentially be a wide receiver too. Or a wide receiver three. I'll take him at any spot. I think that his playmaking, his ability, his deep threat, and everything is just really great and a great contribution to the team. Rico Dowdle, who was seen this year in a running back room with nobody, is able to put up 1,000 yards. I hope we re-sign him. I hope he remains our number two. Um, and I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about Deuce Vaughn, who showed flashes today, obviously, since we
Mm-hmm.
released Ezekiel Elliott. Deuce Vaughn's fast. And I mean, we've known that. I think if we get him some more reps, he can definitely get in. I also think we should re-sign Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance showed flashes of greatness. That 3rd and 6 he made early in the game to Jalen Tolbert was just a beautiful play. He rolled out right into the pocket, out of the pocket, and just made that throw. Obviously, there was a little bit of coaching questionabilities that I'm gonna get to later when it talks about Mike McCarthy. But that probably would have sealed the game for us. But overall, I
Yeah.
think that this season was just it. It started off mediocre and then it just crashed as soon as injuries happened. As soon as Dak Prescott went down, I was like, just we're not going anywhere. Obviously, the
Yep.
Cooper Rush one was kind of good while it lasted. You know that I think it was like what 3 game skid of us with Cooper Rush against the Eagles, the Texans.
Yeah. And he
But
wasn't even
yeah.
playing bad, I think. It's just like
Well,
other teams were
he
doing
didn't play
better.
he didn't play good against the Eagles or the
Oh, well, other
Texans,
than that
honestly.
game.
The
Yeah.
Bengals one he was okay and
Yeah. Well,
but
I'll
yeah.
say a few more things about the Commanders. Then I have one question to personally ask and for both of us to personally answer. But speaking of running backs, I would genuinely want us. I feel like Washington has a hidden gem in Chris Rodriguez Jr. And I've known that for a long time. Ever since like the 2020, like early 2023 season, I've wanted us to give Chris. I think I hope you know who I'm talking about. But I would number 20. Well, now number 36, but he was number 23 on our team. I would want him to get more reps because since that Falcons game, the running game in that game was non-existent for Washington. Then he came in, I think, for like 4 5 yard carries because Robinson obviously got benched. He was playing God right awful. He came in, he was getting 4 5 6 yards, and I know that's not the sexiest thing, but he was running hard, fighting for extra yards, and quite frankly, he was doing very good. He also had a rushing touchdown where he broke 2 tackles, trucked someone, then just made someone miss and scored. Then he also had, I think, like a 22-yard run where like he found the hole and made Jesse Bates, one of the best like defenders in the league, miss and also got an extra few yards. Austin Eckler is great. He was really good today as well. But if Brian Robinson Jr. finishes, if he doesn't do good against the Bucks, then I think you can definitely think about keeping Chris Rodriguez as an RB2 or RB1 next year and potentially trading Brian Robinson. Although I love Brian Robinson, but at some point you have to like get over 50 yards.
Yeah. Um I was gonna talk about something oh um regarding the game today. There was a 4th and 1 where we could have just snuck in. We probably would have won the game. And Mike McCarthy takes the penalty, punts it,
Oh,
and
yup.
my dad was going crazy. Like my dad's a very avid Cowboys fan, so.
Oh, yeah,
But I
bro.
mean, finish 7 and 10, 12th pick in the draft. You can do a lot of things there.
You
You're
could
looking
potentially
at,
trade up if you
yeah,
want.
yeah, maybe with like the Patriots or somebody.
Yeah.
We'll talk
What
about the
I have a
draft order
question.
too in a little bit after we finish
Yeah.
the top 10 before we go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I mean, already looking at some guys, maybe Abdul Carter drops a little bit. You could have. My mock draft that I have kind of going is having Ashton Genty go first, and then having us trade up in the second and potentially getting can you remind me the Ohio State receiver's name? The guy that starts with an E.
Mike Ibaka
Yeah,
or
yeah,
yeah, something
him.
like that.
Him. I think that he would be a great possibly wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, depending on what we do,
Yeah.
which
I
I'm
think
not
someone that could also
considering.
fall to you guys is like, well, I think you want edge. I think it would be Mikael Williams or
Yeah.
James Pierce Jr.
Yeah. If for an edge guy, like I hope he goes late in the round, but I really want Antoine Power Island. Like just as a
Yeah.
Hokies fan, I just really want APR. And
I
then another
think he's
receiver I
gonna
was looking
go.
at who potentially could go later to us is Restrepo out of Miami. He was very
Yup.
very good for Miami this year under Cam
He's
Ward.
very solid.
Yeah.
Well, speaking for Washington's draft, like thoughts and stuff, we don't know what we're gonna pick at, but I did a simulation, or I talked to a few guys. The best Washington could be, I think, is pick 23, and the lowest it can be is obviously Super Bubble, but like 32, 32nd overall pick. But
Well,
being realistic,
does it go to 18? That's where it cuts off, right? 18.
yeah, 18 because right now,
23.
yeah,
They're
and
12
then
and
it's
5. Yeah.
playoffs and everything. I think the most Washington can be is 22, but realistically, I think Washington's like most it could be is 27. And I'm looking at a few guys. I'm looking at Luther Burden, Benjamin Morris,
I don't
Siobhan
think
Revel.
Luther Burden falls that far,
Yeah, I mean,
especially to teams that need receivers.
yeah, I think I'm looking at Josh Simmons from Ohio State offensive tackle. But definitely there's a lot you can go. I mean, it just depends how aggressive you want. We could also trade up, honestly. I would
Yeah,
not mind sending in our like early third, which Adam Peters somehow kept for us with when he traded for Philly, which is huge
yeah,
because the Dolphins pick is like I think like hella early. I think it's
yeah,
like a top. I think it's like one of the like a top three selection in the third round.
yeah,
But I'm looking at a lot of guys from Washington. I mean, obviously we still like 3 months to go, but it's never too early to look, especially if your season's gone over. No offense, but
hmm
yeah, I mean that's for Washington's draft. I would definitely love a guy like James Pierce to fall, but although like Griffin said, I don't think that's gonna happen.
yeah.
Um,
When I'm looking at the drafts, just like in theory, I'm also looking at potentially Cowboys trading back, not that far, but potentially getting some of those pick back, like the 4th round pick that they lost to for trading Jonathan Mingo. I could see them potentially going back because I mean you can't go back too far. I gotta find the order,
yeah, I have it
but
right now. What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
where are the Bengals?
17.
Okay, who's in front of them?
Who's in front of them?
Yeah. Okay, wait, I
Arizona.
think I got it. Arizona,
If you
Indianapolis,
want,
Atlanta,
search up.
Miami. So I got
Yeah,
it. I got 18. So the only team I see in this, there's two teams I see needing a running back, and that's Las Vegas and Cincinnati. All these other guys have solid running backs, except maybe Chicago. And honestly, I'd be scared of Chicago actually now because I just thought about that. But they paid DeAndre Swift so much money. So you could trade back. I don't see Las Vegas. There's no shot that Las Vegas takes a running back. They're gonna take a
definitely.
quarterback. They're probably gonna trade up to where New England is. Because Tennessee's gonna take a quarterback. Cleveland's gonna take a quarterback. Probably the Giants are gonna take a quarterback. I wouldn't be opposed if New England drops back to where Las Vegas
I
is.
just don't think Jalen Milroe goes to a. I don't think Jalen Milroe's a top three pick. So I do think I
I
think
don't
there's a
think
role.
easier. I think it's gonna be Cam or I think it's gonna be what's his name?
Cameron Shador top
It's
two,
gonna be
obviously.
Shadur and Cam Ward top two, and then I think that New York's gonna get Quinn Ewers
Yeah, I think
or
they.
what's his name. If this guy goes really high, I don't know if he's declaring for the draft, but Will Howard. I don't know if
Yeah,
he's
I
declaring
don't
for the
think he is. I
draft,
think he'll
but
come back.
and then there was but I don't see Milrow being top. Maybe Carson Beck, but that's a little bit of a pull too.
That's like I think Carson Beck is like a what's it called? Like a Bo Nix type. Like you don't know where he's gonna go, but he could be
Yeah,
like the shocker of the draft.
yeah. So I think that definitely Dallas could trade back because Arizona, if they end up letting go of James Conner, which they don't because they signed him to an extension. Indianapolis has a running back, Atlanta has a running back. Miami doesn't need another running back.
Nope.
So, and I think Miami might jump in front of Cincinnati because this is old. This has before the 4 o'clock games that I'm on.
Oh wait, search up. So I'm gonna send you the link on
Hold on,
Twitter.
I got
Just
it. Wait, I got the. Oh, I
use
got it.
this. It's all
I got it. Okay, Miami falls to 13. Okay. I would honestly not even. I'd be fine with trading. Like if Ashton Genty's still there at 12, I'd be fine with even moving back one spot to Miami or potentially two with Indianapolis and taking Ashton Genty back there to the point where you know Cincinnati's not going to take it. Because Chicago, their main thing is going to be offensive line. And they're probably going to take what's his name out of LSU, Will Campbell.
yeah. If he's even
Because,
there, he
yeah, if
might even
he's,
go high.
well, where else would he go?
I mean, you could argue anywhere, honestly.
Maybe
Like
Carolina,
Panthers, yeah.
not New Orleans. I think New Orleans goes receiver, honestly. I
They
think
should,
New
but
Orleans, I think, goes Luther Burden here.
ooh,
Because if Chris Olave is hurt like crazy, like they can't trust Chris Olave if he's in concussion protocol 50 times.
yeah.
But that's basically what we have for the
Think
draft
we'll
thing. We'll
definitely
talk about the
draft
order
stuff
in
will
a
definitely
minute.
come more in like February and March.
Yeah.
Definitely April.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Main
moving on to
topic of the show. Our top 10 games of the regular season. I have three honorable mentions and 10 games. I don't know how many you have. If you have three
I have the
honorable
same thing.
mentions,
I have 10
10
games
games.
of that I think are top like the top games. I don't have an order, and then I have three honorable mentions as well. Hello?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
I thought you just couldn't hear me.
No, 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 no. Okay. Do you want to go with your first honorable mention and say why?
Yeah.
Okay.
So hold on. Okay. So my first one, I'm gonna go with a bit of a not really stinker, but I'm gonna go with the I mean, this was really tough. Honestly, there was a lot of good games this year, but I'm gonna go with my first honorable mention being the Bengals and Broncos, where the Bengals end up winning 30-24 in overtime. And
Wow.
I think that's one of my honorable mentions. Let me actually try to find that game so I can actually like talk more about it. Where even is that game? I know it was recent. I'm pretty sure.
It's last week.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So basically, I think this game deserves it because again, there was so much playoff implications. Both teams were trying their absolute hardest. Bo Nix played lights out, only 7 incompletions. Joe Burrow played again, lights out, and the Bengals ultimately won by a 3-yard game-winning touchdown catch by T. Higgins, who had 3 touchdowns in this game. I just think how good the Broncos have been playing recently, and the Bengals, who missed the playoffs surprisingly, which we'll talk about playoffs later. I just think it was a great game, and it was something I enjoyed watching. To be honest with you, on a Saturday night.
Yeah. Um, my first honorable mention, I'm not going to talk too much about the honorable mentions. I'm going to save that for my actual games.
Yeah,
My first one is the Bengals and the Chiefs with a score of 25-26, where The Bengals almost had the game in the bag, and then a PI call against, I believe it was what's his name? Cam Taylor Britt or somebody, where he jumped on the Chiefs defender or the Chiefs offender, and then they put him in Harrison Butker field goal range. Chiefs kicked the game-winning field goal, and they moved to 2-0. Your
Oh,
next honorable mention.
my next honorable mention. Okay, so the so my next honorable mention is probably wait, what the hell? Wait, what? Hold on, give me a second. No, turn on lights. I can't see. Um, SH. What's SH? What the?
What did you write?
Hold
Do
on,
you
wait.
one more time? Do you want more time to figure this out? Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you can go. I'm just gonna figure out what game I'm talking about. You're good.
Okay. Okay. My second honorable mention is another week two game. It's the Falcons and the Eagles on Monday Night Football with a score of 22-21. Obviously, Kirk Cousins leads that game, winning touchdown pass to Drake London and that drive. And yeah,
Okay,
and
okay, okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. I meant mine's was that was a T. So we have my second honorable mention was a very high scoring game. In fact, the Steelers and Bengals 44-38.
wow, I completely forgot about that game.
And the reason is
Wow.
why this game's an honorable mention is just because it was too tough for me to decide. I have a top 10 game, which is two division players that aren't really in the playoffs or are pretty bad this year, but I think their game was really good. But talking about this game, it was honestly a game where it's AFC North. We all know how AFC North games go. It was unpredictable. Um, Russell Wilson played amazing, over 400 yards of passing offense, only 9 incompletions, 3 passing TDs. Joe Burrow had the same exact passing and interceptions, 309 yards, 10 incompletions. It was a great late window game. Defense obviously was not a factor in this game.
Huh.
Um, but yeah, it ultimately came down to um Andre. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce his name. Andre Joseph, I
Oh
think.
yeah, Yossi Botch. Yep.
Yeah, where he had a 3 yard touchdown catch to win the game with 2:43 to go, and the Steelers just couldn't do anything.
Wait. Didn't the Steelers win that game?
Oh wait, yeah, wait. Never mind. Yeah, where basically the
I
Bengals
was gonna
scored,
say,
and
I
then they
thought,
just couldn't get the ball back. Pretty much,
yeah,
that's what happened.
yeah, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I'm
And then
pretty
yeah,
sure the
that's pretty
Steelers won
much
that game.
mine. And then you can go about your next
Okay.
game.
My last and final honorable mention is, I believe it's week 8 or week 9, the Buccaneers and Chiefs game with a score of 24-30 that went overtime. Obviously, the
Oh, I
Chiefs
was
won the
thinking about that game.
toss. Yeah, this game was slept on. But the Chiefs won the toss, drove right down the field, didn't even give the Bucks a chance, scored, and won the game. That's my honorable mentions. Amir, your last one.
My last one's one of my favorite team, Washington. Although this game was very hard to decide
Oh,
because because
this might be one of them.
because it was very tough because one of them was a star was born, and the other one was playoff implications. And I don't know which one's more important to an
This
NFL team.
this Bengals game?
Mm, one of them. Well, one of them is.
Yeah.
But my honorable mention is Washington versus Philadelphia,
Oh,
36-33. This game was so gosh darn hard because I don't know what's more important to me, like a star being born or playoffs. I mean, Washington obviously was down
I think
10 points
playoff
going.
implications would be more important to just
Yeah,
people in general.
but honestly, you guys know I love my quarterback, but whatnot. But anyway, this game is my honorable mention because playoffs, you're down 10. I know Jalen Hurts isn't in the game, but he doesn't play defense. You come in, you score, I think 22 points,
Something like that.
you score 22 points, and then you win with 7 seconds to go in a game where Oladime Zaccheaus and Jamison Crowder combined for 4 touchdowns,
Yeah, I'll never forget them.
and they combined for 4 touchdowns, and Jaden Daniels has his first 5 touchdown game. And yeah, that's pretty much my honorable
I'll never
mentions.
forgive Zacchaeus and Crowder because they knocked my team out of the playoffs. But
Yep.
my we're gonna go to my top 10. We'll alternate whatever 10. We'll go down to the first
Yep.
game. My number 10, this one is controversial, and it's Cowboys game. And a lot of people would not put this because of the way this game started. But at number 10, I got the Cowboys and the Steelers with a score of 20-17.
Oh,
You're down. The Steelers go down, they score immediately. Dak Prescott comes, leads another game-winning drive, and Rico Dowdle fumbles the football. Dak jumps on it. Nobody else sees it besides Dak. He jumps on it, saves the hopes of the Cowboys drive, cannot connect on second or third goal. And then I'm trying to find where the game is. It's like early October. Here we go. And then Dak Prescott leads Jalen Tolbert, who got banged in the nuts right before the play before, and gets the game winning touchdown. Dak Prescott threw 29 for 42, 352 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Leading rusher was Rico Dowdle, who had a great game. He had a touchdown, along with Jalen Tolbert, who caught the game winner. And that was it was 1 a.m. in the morning when I watched that game. It was a whole new day.
yep.
So that's my number 10 on the 2024-2025 season.
Okay, my number 10 game is yeah, another divisional game in the AFC West. Wait, right? Am I bugging? No, I'm not. The Chargers and the not Denver Nuggets, and the Denver Broncos.
Wrong team. Jokic?
Yup. The Chargers winning this game 34-27. Honestly, this game to me, hold on, I'm trying to pull up the game. Give me 1 second. This game to me, hold on, let me try to find it. Oh,
How did
this
the
game to
Sacramento Kings beat the Warriors? Oh my God.
I don't know. But anyway, um
Sorry, I'm off
this
topic.
game, honestly, what did it even come down to? It was pretty much all dominance from well, not really. I mean, it was a 3-score game with 3:35 to go, where Gus Edwards decides to go nuclear and goes for 43 yards. Then
That's the bus.
or 2 plays after, Hassan Haskins scores a 34-yard touchdown catch, and then the Broncos go for a field goal with a minute and 2 to go on 1st and 10, which he makes a 55-yarder, and then Justin Herbert just seals the deal with with one 11 with one throw on 1st down, 11 yards to Josh Palmer, and that's how the game ends.
Okay. You got your number
So
10 down?
yeah, that was my number 10.
Okay, my number 9 is another game that happened a little bit ago, not too long ago. It's the Bills and the Lions with a score of 48-42. Very high scoring game. Oh my God, I put a game. I forgot to put a game on here. I didn't put it.
I was going to say that's your 9.
Yeah, I was gonna put another game.
Oh,
It was
shoot.
Bills and it was Rams I was gonna put. All right, whatever. Bills Lions. Why not? Score 48-42. The Bills came out striking. This was such a one-sided game. The Lions kind of made it close towards the end, but just couldn't come back. The Bills were mauling them. It was like Josh Allen had 6 touchdowns, I think. Not six. He had a lot though. He had like
Yep.
five. Jared Goff had like five. It was like 400 yards of offense, almost 1,000 yards combined for each of them. Just a very high scoring, very fun game. 90 points between both of them, which is just insane. So that's my number 9,
Yeah, give me 1 second.
which is, I guess,
Yeah,
not a good
that was
number
your number
9.
9. My number 9, we're going to another divisional matchup. The Panthers and Falcon. Wait, did I already
Wait,
say? Did I already talk about this game?
you said, oh my God, what was your first game? I don't know.
No, no, no,
No,
no.
your
It
first game
wasn't.
was no, your first game was Chargers Broncos.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't talk about this game. The because my honorable mentions were Bengals, Steelers, and Washington. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're good. The Panthers and Falcons with the game ending 44-38. This game I'm not going to talk too much about it because obviously the teams are eliminated from the playoffs. But this was a game where I think Bryce Young shows again, which he did today as well, that he is the future of the Panthers. I'm very happy for him. Um, Pretty much I am very happy for him. And yeah, I mean honestly, the Panthers ended up winning. I'm not gonna look into. Well, I'll sure why not? I'll just search the game up. Why not? Right here. Let me try to. Well, yeah, right here. It happened today, actually. Quite frankly, where it went into overtime as well, where Miles Sanders ends the game with a 1 yard game winning
Wait, you
touchdown.
picked Panthers Falcons?
Yup.
That is a weird choice. I don't hate you for
I
that, but
love the game actually. I just did it more just because of Bryce Young, honestly.
okay,
But yeah,
that's a very valid point.
that's my number 9.
Okay. My number 8, going to week 1, Ravens and Chiefs with a score of 20-27.
Oh
Game
wow.
decided by a toe. The Ravens were almost there. They drive all the way down the field, and Isaiah likely can't get the toe in. But yeah, toe. Like they would have been decided with the bigger, like if
Yeah,
his size shoe was smaller, that would have been touchdown. But Chiefs hold on. They get one of the other controversial wins that they had this year. And yeah, that's my number 8. It was very just jam-packed, fun game.
that was your number 8. Okay, so my number 8 is, believe it or not, wait, that was your number 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you went a game ahead of me. So I have to talk about my number 8. My number 8, we have another divisional game, the Jaguars and Indianapolis, 37-34. And I know you guys are going to say these teams are in the playoffs. They have they don't even have a combined. I
These
think
are
they have like.
some weird games you're picking.
I actually like these games.
Wow.
I actually like these
I mean,
games.
sure.
And the reason is this game. Well, I'll tell you why. Because hold on, give me a second. Why can't I not see their games? Hello. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, right here. So I'm gonna talk about this game because Joe Flacco went nuclear. He had 3 passing touchdowns, 360 yards, and 11 incompletions, and I think like a season high 33 completions. Alex Pierce went off, and honestly, Brian Thomas Jr. went off as well, which I'm thankful. Trevor Lawrence had a great game. And honestly, I just picked this game because it was a fun game to watch. I watched this game after I think Washington won as well, so I just wanted something good to watch, and it was actually a fairly good game. So yeah, that's why I just have this game here.
Right. Fun choice. My number 7 is Sunday Night Football from last week. Commanders and
Oh
Falcons
yup,
with a score of 30-24. Michael Penix on fourth down and goal scores a game-tying touchdown to Kyle Pitts. Shocker, he didn't drop it. And then
yup,
the Commanders punt the ball. They drive all the Falcons drive down the field and miss the field goal, so it goes into overtime. And the Commanders just drive straight down the field and pass to Zach Ertz. This was a fun game. This allowed the Commanders to get in the playoffs and allowed the Falcons to continue having a losing streak season because
yup.
nobody can save you, whether it's Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix at this point. But this is just a very, obviously had playoff implications, and it just was a very fun scoring game. Obviously went to overtime, so that makes it even more fun. Um, and yeah, that's my number 7.
My number 7 is hold on. Let me pull it up before I speak because then I have to like just go pause. Let me pull it up, then I'll speak. God damn it, bro. Why is this not popping up? Okay. Let me go. What game? Okay, okay. Oh, so we have another game that went into overtime. Another Griffin, don't get mad at me. Another divisional game. It went into overtime, which ended up by Curtis Hodges' 45-yard game-winning
Okay, yeah.
touchdown catch.
Okay. Wow, this is seven.
Yeah.
That is insane.
This is why it's 7 because obviously Kirk Cousins had over 500 yards passing, 4 passing touchdowns, 60 fifth, 6 wait, how do I say it? 60 attempted passes, and Baker Mayfield had 3 passing touchdowns on him by himself. Not a lot of yards, not the sexiest stat line, but 3 passing touchdowns is good any day of the week. I just like this game because again, it went into overtime. It was a bonus coverage game, I think, as well. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I think this was also one of the best, if not the best, Thursday night football game of the season. And I just watched the game because why not? And it turned out to be a very good one. So I'm happy I actually did tune in for this game.
Yeah. Um, Okay, my number six is a week seven showdown. Another divisional game. It's the Vikings and the Lions with a score of 29-31. Just a
Yup.
very high scoring game. That fumble recovery, which put the Vikings back up front. And then Jake Bates kicks the game winning field goal for the Lions. Just a great divisional game. Obviously the Lions took over the one seed after this. The Vikings were undefeated at this point. And that's my number six. I'm going through these quickly. Yikes.
I mean, you can talk more if you want, honestly.
No,
I'm
no,
still
no, no,
trying to
no.
like,
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, unless you want me to. I mean,
I mean, if you want, go ahead. I'm still trying to like figure out what I'm trying to like gonna do with my top three.
well,
But
you should just wait till you get to top three.
all right, well, okay. So for my next game, we have the game I was debating for with my team about the star being born or playoffs, and I chose this game because it was a primetime game. It lived up to its hype. We have 38-33 Commanders versus Bengals. Jaden Daniels, a star was born this night. 2 incompletions, 2 passing touchdowns, 254 passing yards, beating the Bengals in prime time, who I think started off the season 0-3 as well. Joe Burrow had an incredible game. So did Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow, 324 passing yards, 3 passing TDs, 0 interceptions. Both quarterbacks went the frick off. They both had
Hmm.
higher than 125 passing passer rating. Defense was not a thing this game. I mean, this game was a primetime game. Commanders looked fine the 2 weeks before. The Bengals obviously lost the first 2 games of the season. And then Jane Daniels just comes out of nowhere and gives Washington 350 total yards, 22
Yikes.
first downs,
Oh
and
God.
Washington just wins a very, very fun game. And Jane Daniels, a star, was born this game.
All right. My top five. Here we go. This one's gonna kill Amir. This one's actually gonna haunt him
I
for
know
the
what
rest
it
of his
is.
life.
I know what it is.
It's the Cowboys and Commanders with a score of 34-26. Probably the best fourth quarter of this entire season. The
Yup,
most points scored in
has
the
to be.
fourth quarter. And this it started off with Cooper Rush lighting up the Commanders secondary like he always does. Still has been.
Yup.
Lucky Trey Lance started playing. Lucky we didn't put Cooper Rush in. Yikes. You would have been cooked.
Wait, was he hurt?
No, we just started Trey Lance.
Oh,
We just felt like it. I mean, it helped us. But the Cowboys go up, what was it, 7-20 at one point?
wait, hold on. I can actually pull up the game right now. Give me a second.
I was saying, I can't too. It was 7-20, I believe at one point. I'm gonna go look. Here it is.
No, it
Oh, maybe it
was
wasn't. It was
it
like
was 3-3 at
okay.
halftime.
Yeah, it was 3-3 at halftime, and then it was a Jane Daniels touchdown. He missed the extra point, 3-9. Then Cooper Rush got it to Jalen Tolbert for the touchdown. Then Brandon Aubrey kicked the field goal, and then Schoonmaker caught the touchdown, went up 20-9. Then Jane Daniels made a catch to or made a pass to Zach Ertz for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was good, and then Austin Seibert kicks the thing to the Dallas one. Turpin muffs it, so it goes back to the one and spin moves like a goddamn Madden player and goes 99 yards for the kickoff return. Top
Yep.
five moment in the NFL. It was on
It
top.
definitely
It
was.
was. I think it was number three for Red Zone's top five moments
Yep.
this
And it
year.
was a great game too. I'm
And
not
then
gonna lie.
they this was actually I'm not gonna lie, I give credit to Commanders. Kicking that field goal with a minute 40 left was a really good idea because obviously because we suck. So they kicked the field goal 51 yards, and then Jaden Daniels almost completes the Hail Mary of another Hail Mary where he passed to McLaurin for 86 yards, and then Austin Seibert, the Dallas hero who we paid before the game, misses the extra point,
Yep.
and then they go for the
That would have
onside kick.
honestly that one
And
kick would have changed.
Wanye Thomas returns the kickoff and wins the game. And this game was electric. My dad said it's one of the craziest games he's ever witnessed. One of the craziest fourth
Yeah.
quarters he's witnessed.
Dude, I think me and you were like so shocked. I mean, you literally, me and you after like every single game for either of our teams, we just talk the most shit.
Yeah, we
But
shit talk each other. It
but I
doesn't matter
think
who.
this game we were like both mutually like so like happy that it was such a good game.
Yeah.
Well, except me obviously, but like I wasn't even mad that we lost, honestly.
Uh, yeah, I was just happy we won, honestly. We finally snapped the skid.
Yeah. Wait. So what game do I have to talk about now?
Number five.
Number five.
Yeah.
All right. Well, these two teams, I have them again in my top three, but because I think that game was a bit more enticing than this one. But again, they were both very good games. We have the Bengals against the Ravens, where the Ravens ended up winning 41-38.
Oh,
And wait, what'd you say?
I said okay.
And then the reason I have this game is because it came down to overtime again. It was Sunday. I think this was a Sunday night game.
No, this was just a one
Oh no,
o'clock
no,
game
that was the other game. That
because
was the other.
that was week five.
Yeah, this game came down to it went into overtime, majority of overtime actually. Where Justin Tucker hit the field goal, 24 yards game winning field goal with 3:36 to go in overtime, which was which was set up by Derrick Henry's 51-yard razzle and dazzling.
Yeah.
And also, and not to mention the Bengals started off with the ball, then they punted, then they recovered the ball with a fumble, I think.
Yeah, from
Then
Lamar
Evan
Jackson.
then
Yep.
Evan McPherson missed a 53-yard field goal. Then Derrick Henry, the play after, went 51 yards. And then Justin Tucker and then John Harbaugh said, "You know what? I'm done with this game. I'm just gonna kick the field goal and let's leave."
Yeah. Okay.
And
My number four, I'm not going to talk about it because Amir still talk for me. I have the Ravens 41, Bengals 38. Just, I mean, the Lamar Jackson fumble and just Evan McPherson missing that kick was just hurtful for the Bengals, who came out close against the Ravens twice this time. Um, oh wait, that was your number. Oh yeah, okay, that was my number four. So now you're number four. I had to make sure I
my
was doing everything right.
yeah, wait, my number four. Wait, did I miss a game?
Is undecided.
I well, yeah, because I think I didn't wait. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You missed again.
Well, okay,
You put three in honorable mentions.
okay. Well, anyway, I'll just say my game. I'll just say, you know what? Frick it. I'll just say the. You know what? Can I do something?
Sure.
Can I just say Washington and Philadelphia's 36-33 game was my fourth? And I had two honorable mentions.
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, that's my fourth.
Okay. My third is one he had in his honorable mentions. It's the Broncos and the Bengals with a score of 24-30. Major playoff implications. If Denver wins, they're in the playoffs. If Cincinnati wins, they needed a little bit more help, obviously, having Denver and Miami lose. But the Bengals got a very strong win, and Bo Nix on that 4th and 1 with a pass to Marvin Mims in the end zone, who Marvin Mims just jumped up. He's like, I got that shit.
I think it's
This game
snowing,
was
bro.
so exciting. I could tell this was going to be a good game from the start, just because of the implications it had for the playoffs. But that is my number three, already in the top three. My next two are going to be. I think they're the two best games I've seen in a minute.
Yeah, I think my top three are honestly interchangeable. I don't want to go. Well, I
My
didn't go.
2 and 1 are interchangeable.
Yeah, I think my like top three are very well. It depends if you think like the more high scoring the game is, it's the most like fun. But I have the Bills and Lions as my three. Bills
You were
48.
clowning on me for having that at 9. You have that at 3?
You had a game where wait you had a game that both teams scored more than 40 points at 9. That's comical.
I wasn't even gonna put the Bills in lines. I felt like I should put Bills Rams. I think that would have
Yeah,
been a better
that's what
game
I
to
did
pick.
too. But anyway, this game was electric. I mean, it was a very fun game. I mean, the score says it all. I was actually at what's that burger called? Osh, I forgot the game. Oh, the Red Robin. I was actually at Red Robin watching this game on the TVs over there. Um, yeah, I mean, nothing really to talk about a lot. I mean, it was a great game to say the least. I'm trying to let me just pull the game up. I mean, again, playoff implications for both of these teams, but it was honestly a kind of a bit of a blowout. Then the lines get a bit fancy. Well, honestly, it was honestly a very game that was like the Bills had control. The Bills had
The Bills
control.
had total control.
It was 48 to 28, 45 to 28. Then Jameer Gibbs scores. Tyler Bassett's a field goal. Then Amon Ra, and then
I would
James.
just like to give a shout out really quick to Jameer Gibbs today for almost bringing me back in my fantasy championship game in my
I
one
won
league.
because of him. I was down
I
30
lost
points.
because of Jordan Addison, and I will never forgive Jordan Addison for it. I could have put DK Metcalf in, and I didn't put DK Metcalf in.
Yeah, but and then so it then Jameson Williams with 60 seconds to go, got a 3 yard touchdown, and then ultimately
They almost
the
got the onside kick too. I remember
yeah,
that. They almost got it.
and then honestly, Josh Allen kneels and they win this game. That was my third game.
Okay. My number two is a game he's already mentioned. And these two are kind of interchangeable. It's the Falcons and the Bucks with a score of 36-30. One of the best Thursday night football games I've seen in a minute. I
Bro,
honestly, my
honestly,
top
I
two
feel
are
like can I
Thursday
say
night
something
football
before you like
games.
finish?
Yeah.
Honestly, ever since I think it was like 2021 or 2020, whatever game it was, like Amazon decided to like stream these Thursday night football games. I don't remember what years. I
I don't know
think
what happened, but the last 2 years, Amazon was crap. They had one good game last year, and that was
yeah,
Cowboys Seahawks.
and
And the
then
year before, I don't know if they had a good one.
yeah, I mean it's just generally
But this year
honestly,
they had some good ones. I mean, Chicago, Seattle was garbage, but
dude. Yeah,
and
but
same
yeah,
like towards the
honestly,
end of the year, it was
whatever has
ass.
happened to these Thursday night football games, they don't have a lot of aura. But that's kind of stupid to say. But yeah, whatever happened, but this was honestly one of the best Thursday night football games in like the last 2 to 3 years. I think
Well, I
Griffin.
mean, it happened. It started in 2022, so yeah, I'd say 2 years. Yeah,
Wait, really? I thought that happened in 2021.
maybe. I thought Prime was always. I thought Prime was there in 2022 because that's when Joe Buck went to ESPN, and that's when they introduced Prime.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you can continue. My bad.
You're good. Falcons Bucks with a score of 36-30. In overtime, Kadero Hodges 40-yard touchdown to score. Kirk Cousins went over 500 yards, and this was just complete shootout. I mean, this was a shootout if Tampa almost had this game sealed, but what's his name fumbles the dang ball? Rashad White, or was it Rashad White or Bucky Irving? Which Rashad White, thank you for fumbling the ball on Sunday night against us. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Um, but again, just another one of those high scoring, high, you know, energy games that just gets you out of your seat, just like, oh, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's almost a nail biter. It
Yep.
is a nail
On
biter.
okay. The next game, two games for me are so interchangeable.
This is
I,
number 2 for you, right? Yep.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just can't tell what to put number two and number one. So I'm just gonna have a 1B and 1A situation, respectfully. And I hope that's okay. And if it's not, I don't care.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. It's just 1B would technically be 2, but
Yeah.
you never
So
really know.
I have 1B. I have the Ravens and Bengals Sunday night football. Ravens 35, Bengals 34. I think it was Sunday night football.
It was Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night football. Hold on. Why can I not find the game? Oh yeah, Thursday night football. Honestly, a great game. Honestly, it had me. I was in the car watching this game with my sister. And it was honestly incredible. I mean, it was 28-28 with three. Well, no, hold on, wait. Let me try to make it sound a bit more enticing.
Huh.
It was 21-20 with 9:29 to go. Mark Andrews touchdown. Lamar Jackson goes for two. And they get 28-21. Jamar Chase comes out of nowhere with like a play after 70-yard touchdown. Make it 28-28. Then stuff happens. Then with 156 to go, Rashad Bateman has a 5-yard touchdown catch. Then Jamar Chase is the 5-yard, 42 seconds to go. Jamar Chase is the 5-yard touchdown catch. But the Bengals will try to be sexy and go for the 2-point conversion. They fail.
I
And
think that should have. I mean, that was one of those bad calls.
yeah. And this game could have also gone to overtime, but it was a great finish nonetheless. And then you can go on with your best game of the season.
Uh, I don't need to because you just said it. My number one is Ravens Bengals 35-34.
Oh wow.
Just again, one of those another high scoring games. Joe Burrow potential MVP. And I feel like I know what yours is gonna be. I'm not gonna say it, but I have a
Wait,
pretty
can you
strong
text it to
guess.
me in Twitter if you have it open or something?
Huh?
Text it. Text
I'm not
it.
gonna text it to you. I'm just gonna figure out if I was right or not.
Okay,
But
but
yeah,
let me
this is one
know.
of those high scoring games that just everybody loves to see. And the Bengals, I think that the Ravens got a PI on that 2 point, but I won't say anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my night. Let me pull it up. My game is Rams Bills, 44-42. Were you right?
You put Rams Bills.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
What'd you think it would
I
be?
thought you were gonna do the Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah.
You,
It was fun and all. It was like a great memory, but like, bro, come on. A 15-18 game in the
that's
top
fair.
10.
That's fair.
But yeah, I mean, this game was honestly incredible. It was 7-7. Looked like okay, it was gonna be like a pretty defensive matchup. And the Rams just come out second quarter. You know what? No, frick that. We're gonna score 17 points. It's gonna be 24-14 Rams going into halftime, which and then the Rams come out again and score 14 points. And then it's wait, let me do some quick maths here. 24. Um, it was 38-21 going into the fourth quarter. And then the Bills come out of nowhere. You know what? We'll up you down and we'll score 21 points compared to your six. But then it ultimately ends in a Rams 2-point win.
Yeah.
It was a great game.
That is wow. I did not see that coming. Wow. I respected that. Okay. That's our top 10 games of the year. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you guys would change anything. And now we get on to the juicy stuff. The playoffs for 2025. This this is a very great playoff matchup. We'll talk about, I guess, the first game. We'll go in order of when the games premiere, and we'll
Yeah,
just
I'm good
talk
with
about.
that.
We'll go wild card just for now, and then
Oh, wait, I want to tell you one thing. I want to tell you one thing.
what's up?
Remember like during like when we like did it before and we used Zoom and like cut me out at like a certain time over an hour. I don't remember when. If that happens, I'm just gonna leave and come back. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Just let you know. But yeah, moving on to the first game, which would be quite honestly obvious if this team were to make the playoffs. We have the 11-6 Chargers, I think, heading to the Texans.
Yep, yep, you're correct. The first game in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah. And the 11-6 Chargers heading on to the 10-7 Texans, 4:30 p.m. Um, and I guess I can just go first, I guess, and you can talk about the
I mean,
next game.
I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna say who I think is gonna win because I already have my playoff prediction
I
set,
know I do
like for
too.
the whole way.
You're not gonna like preview the game at all.
I mean, a lot of these games I think are easy, but some of them I'll talk
I know
about a
I
little
do
bit.
too. But I mean, just talk about a little bit, honestly. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, I do have the Texans winning, although I can't tell because if CJ Stroud and this offensive line play like absolute like poop, then it can be the other way around because Lad
Uh,
McConkey has turned into a star for the
uh,
for the Chargers, but Derek Stingley, Kalen Bullock, what's the other guy's name? Kalen Bullock, Kamari Lassiter.
uh-huh.
Those guys have also turned into stars for this
Uh-huh.
defense,
Yeah.
and
Um,
I think they have like a combined like 15 picks or something, or like 18 picks combined. Those three, but yeah, I mean honestly, I think it could be a very close game. But I do have the Texans ultimately winning, and I'm hoping that the Texans offensive line actually blocked for CJ Stroud.
yeah. I do gotta speed this up because I do have to go, unfortunately. Um, I'm just gonna go through really quickly, just to do just each game. You can talk about it if you want. I have the Chargers winning this game. I don't trust the Texans right now, especially without Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs. Their offensive line has looked absolutely garbage, and I just don't think they'll be able to get the job done against a Charger team that I really believe in with new culture and Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. You know, I'm just going to do the same thing, Tom. I'm just going to like sneak through games.
Yeah.
I have the Ravens
Do you
winning.
mind? You mind if I go first for this
Yeah, I
one?
don't care.
Okay, this one is such a 50-50. If Zay Flowers is in the game, give me the Ravens. If not, I might take the Steelers. This is a 50-50 flip. If the Ravens don't have Zay Flowers, I don't know if they can get anything done on offense besides Mark Andrews. Maybe what's his name? I forget, seven.
Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, Bateman and then Derrick Henry. Like I don't know if I can see them getting it done, but I have full confidence in the Ravens, and I hope they don't disappoint my brother.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about your brother. I you want to go to the Sunday's game?
Yeah, I'll start off with the first Sunday game. I get the Bills. I mean, there's a chance the Broncos defense could put up a good fight, and I hope they do. I love the Broncos. I love Bo Nix. I
Yup.
love what Sean Payton. He took a lot of criticism last year, and that Bo Nix is working out really great for them. But I do have the Bills in this one. And next up, Packers Eagles. God, I hope the Packers win. I really do. I don't want to see the
Yeah.
Eagles because it'd be the funniest thing ever. After the Eagles clowned us for losing to a seven seed, it'd be so funny if it happened to them. Um, Buccaneers, Commanders. I know it's gonna be hard for you to hear, but I do have the Bucks winning this game. I think that they have the better offensive weapons. I think their defense is better if they have a lot of
Don't
like
forget Chris
guys.
Godwin and their tight end is going to be out as well.
Yeah, that's fair. So, I mean, it's a 50-50, and then Rams, Vikings. This is another 50-50. Rams won earlier this year, but I'm going to take the Vikings in this one.
Yeah. I mean, for me, wait, where did I end that? Oh. For me, I have the Ravens winning. Like Griffin said, it could be very 50-50. We don't know if Zay Flowers is going to win. We should know by Thursday, Friday, though. But the Steelers' offense has been not the best the last few weeks, especially. They just can't get George Pickens involved. I mean, he's had a few drops, a historic bad performance last game. But I do still think the Ravens are the better team, and they could and they will win this game. Moving on to Sunday's games, like Griffin said, he took the words out of my mouth. I hope the Broncos put up a fight. I think it could be like a game that's like 35-24, where the Broncos try their hardest, but the Bills are just too good. Give me the Bills. I want the Packers to win as much as they can, but I just don't see that happening. Give me the Eagles in a very, very close game. Miracles do
Hey,
happen
when
though.
you have a chance, just check Twitter really quick while you're talking.
Okay. So and then all right, that's fine. Don't worry. Um, and then also we have wait, and then also the next game we have the Commanders Buccaneers. I would love to take the Commanders. I probably will. I mean, I do think our season isn't going to be over. And we'll definitely talk about it more and all. But I do think the Commanders will win this game. And then Monday night, the Vikings didn't play the best football this tonight or last night, I should say. But I still do think they will beat the Rams. But I do think it's going to be a sneaky, sneaky game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
think
the
it could definitely do it.
yeah, man. I mean, what was this like an hour and 10 minute?
We'll find out in a minute.
Yup,
Alrighty, guys. So that's gonna be it from us today. We'll have reaction to the playoffs. I expect a lot of stuff. First day of free agency, we'll go over some stuff. I'll
yup,
send out a schedule of all the episodes we have coming out in the near future. But that's gonna be it from me. That's gonna be it from Amir. We apologize for being gone for so long, but we're glad we're back. We're happy to be
yup,
back. We love
definitely.
doing this. We're not gay, as that one Twitter guy tried to say we were. So,
Oh, yup.
okay, guys, take care.
I
Have a
will see you
great
guys later. See ya.
wild card weekend, and we'll see you. Bye.